The Bible and the US Constitution Isomorphic Cybernetic Structures. The Bible and the US Constitution endorse the same governance structure. They are isomorphic cybernetic twins. Isomorphic means corresponding or similar in form and relations. Therefore, exactly the same cybernetic model can be applied to both, or to say it in another way, the structure of both produce the same map. Surprisingly, it turns out to be the same controlled structure as found in nature, in all living things. Just as the solar system obeys Newton's law of gravity, viable human organizations are governed by the same cybernetic laws of communications and control that produce wonderful patterns like this one. This video shows that both map perfectly to the Universal Management System 7 model, which in turn comes from the Viable System model. Both the Bible and the US Constitution embrace the same structure that exists in nature, which in turn is simply following the universal laws of control. This is the UMS7 model. It has 7 systemic functions that must be in place and work together to produce a viable system. You can call it a law of nature, but it is the product of cybernetic research. These are identity, planning, an executive, an operation, coordination, anomaly detection, and, encasing all of it, a security function. Here you see the model as an input and output system. As will become clear, it is extremely powerful, applicable to many apparently different things. One of the sources of the VSM model is the structure of the human nervous system, with the brain as the most complex creation in the universe. The nervous system is neither centralized nor decentralized. Unfortunately, it is not capitalist or communist, nor Democrat or Republican. The structure provides just the right response to the demands of the environment. Here is a picture of Stafford Beer with the model that captures nature's secrets for dealing with complexity. Quite an accomplishment. Here is Ashby's law, saying only variety absorbs variety. This is the cybernetic foundation of the VSM. What it says is that management, to obtain control, must amplify its control over the operation, or filter some of the variety of the operation. And the same goes between the operation and the environment. There's an amplifier towards the environment, and there's a filter coming from the environment. This is needed to achieve balance and control. Now let's look at the structure of the United States. Most people will immediately think of the checks and balances that regulate the separation of powers. However, that is only part of the structure. We can see how the 7 systemic functions of the UMS-7 can be mapped one-on-one to the structure of the United States, which is ordained by the Constitution. Every state of the Union, in this graph Texas, has the same constitutional structure. Notice how I jokingly represent the identity and the security systemic functions. And remember, don't mess with Texas. Now, let's map the body of Christ according to the New Testament, particularly from Corinthians and Ephesians and others. The body of Christ is a recursive structure. It starts with the individual, then the family, his workplace, and the church or community. Now let's look at each recursion separately. We start at the individual level. On the left, the 7 systemic functions of the UMS-7 model. On the right, the functions that produce an integral Christian person. Here we see that security turns into armor, identity turns into function, planning is about vision, direction is about renewal, coordination means integration, operation means service to others, and error detection is about correction, self-correction. Now, let's look at the family and see what systemic functions are needed to produce a Christian family. In the family, security is about armor. Identity is about one flesh. Planning is about heritage. Direction is about being a model for the children. Coordination implies connection. Operation is about instilling character. And error detection is about applying discipline. Now let's go to the workplace and find out what the Bible has to say. Again, security is treated as armor. Identity establishes the purpose. Planning is about thinking about the impact. Direction means more about training. Coordination implies teamwork. Operation is about producing quality products and services. And error detection is known as auditing. Now let's visit the church and find the 7 systemic functions it carries out to achieve its purpose, which is restoration. Again, security is about armor, but now identity is about apostleship. Planning is about prophecy. Direction is about teaching. Coordination is about fellowship. And operation is about creating a community. Error detection is now exhortation. There you have it, all at the same time. If you ever heard about natural law, the UMS-7 model is a good reference. Thank you for watching. The creation of this video has been sponsored by Kubernetes, the movie. Find out more at kubernetes.com. Sources for this video are Management Lessons from the Bible, available at YouTube, and The Cybernetic State by Javier Livas. You can find it at Apple iBooks.